won't believe what's going down with the Beckham family right now. The picture-perfect image they've kept for years? Totally shattered. Brooklyn Beckham just exposed his own parents, and what he's saying about what goes on behind the scenes is straight up shocking. He's spilling secrets about how his parents supposedly tried to mess with his relationship, and it's wild. This whole drama is blowing up fast, and it's way deeper than anyone thought. The Beckham family, yeah, the same one everyone used to call goals, is now wrapped up in a public feud that's turning heads everywhere. Brooklyn came out swinging, saying things we've never heard him say before about David and Victoria. For years, people whispered that there was tension between his wife, Nicola Peltz, and his mom, Victoria Beckham, but now it's not just rumors anymore. It's real, and it's messy. According to Brooklyn, his parents actually tried to sabotage his marriage. He claims they stirred up trouble behind the scenes, trying to make him and Nicola look bad. And it all hit the fan after a post from his brother, Cruz Beckham, went up on Instagram. The tabloids were saying David and Victoria unfollowed Brooklyn and Nicola, implying a total family fallout. But Cruz jumped in fast, posting, "Not true. My mom and dad would never unfollow their son. Let's get the facts straight. They woke up blocked, same as me." And just when people thought that cleared things up, boom, Brooklyn dropped even bigger claims. He's saying his parents didn't just interfere with his relationship, they tried to control how the media saw him and Nicola. He accused his mom of fake smiles and press stunts, pretending everything was perfect while secretly tearing things apart. He even said she made things weird at his own wedding, dancing on him in a way that made him super uncomfortable and ruining his first dance with Nicola. Can you imagine the tension that caused? This isn't just family drama anymore. It's turning into a full-blown scandal. When I say Brooklyn went off, I mean he really went off. He didn't hold back at all. He wrote this long message saying, "I've been silent for years and tried to keep things private, but my parents and their team keep running to the press, so I have no choice but to speak up and tell the truth." Wow. He made it clear he's done playing nice and is ready to defend himself for real this time. He said he's only exposing some of the lies that have been printed and that he doesn't even want to reconcile with his family anymore. He said, "I'm not being controlled. I'm standing up for myself for the first time in my life." That's heavy. Brooklyn claims his parents have been manipulating the media for years, controlling every headline, every fake happy post, every so-called family moment people see online. He called it a life built on performative social media and inauthentic relationships. And it gets even deeper. Brooklyn said he's seen firsthand the lengths his parents go to just to protect their image, placing stories, spreading lies, and throwing innocent people under the bus just to keep their perfect family look alive. But he ended that post with one strong message. He believes the truth always comes out. Let's rewind a bit. Brooklyn and Nicola started dating back in 2019, and by 2022, they were officially married. But according to someone close to Nicola's family, that wedding prep was full of tension, especially between Nicola and Victoria. The insider spilled that Victoria had offered to design Nicola's wedding dress at first, and Nicola was thrilled about it. But as the planning went on, things started falling apart. The source claimed Victoria stopped making the dress a priority and even called Nicola's mom, not Nicola herself, to say she wasn't going to design it after all. That left Nicola scrambling to find another designer last minute. Imagine the stress. And when the news got out that she wasn't wearing a Victoria Beckham dress, people instantly jumped on Nicola, calling her a brat for it, even though she's worn Victoria's outfits plenty of times before. The backlash was brutal, all over a dress she didn't even get the chance to have made. What a mess. People started whispering, "She must not like her, they're not getting along," and honestly, it looks like they were right. Brooklyn basically confirmed it this week. He posted on his Instagram story saying, "My parents have been trying endlessly to ruin my relationship since before my wedding, and it hasn't stopped." That's huge. He said his mom canceled Nicola's dress at the very last minute, even though Nicola was so excited to wear something Victoria designed. Brooklyn claimed because of that, Nicola had to rush to find a new dress just weeks before the wedding. What a disaster. But that's not all. Brooklyn dropped even more shocking claims. He said his parents actually tried to pressure and bribe him to sign away the rights to his own name. Can you imagine that? He said the deal would have affected not just him, but Nicola and their future kids. And apparently, his parents were desperate to make him sign before the wedding so the deal could kick in right away. When he refused, it messed up their payday, and according to him, they've treated him differently ever since. Then he shared something even more heartbreaking. During the wedding planning, his mom allegedly called him evil just because he and Nicola wanted to seat his nanny, Sandra, and Nicola's grandmother, Nanny, at their main table. Both women had lost their husbands, and Brooklyn thought it'd be sweet to include them close by. But apparently, that didn't sit well with Victoria, even though both sets of parents had their own tables right next to theirs. And it gets even darker. Brooklyn said the night before the wedding, members of his own family told him Nicola is not blood and not family. That's cold. He claimed ever since he started standing up for himself, his parents have been attacking him, both behind closed doors and through the press. He said those leaks and rumors, they came straight from his parents' orders. Even worse, Brooklyn said his brothers were told to go after him on social media before they all suddenly blocked him out of nowhere. And just when you think it couldn't get more uncomfortable, he claimed his mom hijacked his first dance with Nicola. The dance was planned for weeks, a romantic love song just for the two of them, but in front of 500 guests, Mark Anthony called him to the stage, and instead of Nicola, his mom was waiting there to dance with him. That moment that was supposed to be pure love turned into pure awkwardness. Brooklyn didn't hold back. He said his mom danced inappropriately on him in front of everyone at the wedding. He wrote that he'd never felt so uncomfortable or humiliated in his entire life. That's a pretty serious claim, and it left everyone speechless. He said that's one of the main reasons why he and Nicola decided to renew their vows, to replace those awful memories with something real, happy, and peaceful, instead of the anxiety and embarrassment from that night. What's even crazier is that his post lined up with an old blind item from 2022 that recently resurfaced after he went public. The gossip blog Du Moi reposted it right after Brooklyn made his claims, and it's wild how closely it matches what he said. The blind item read, "Pelt's Beckham wedding. Here's the tea." Mark Anthony sang and gave his speech, but the speech was painfully awkward because he didn't mention Nicola or her family at all. Then he dedicated a song to Victoria Beckham and Brooklyn, which made Nicola burst into tears. She literally ran out crying, and her whole family followed. When the mother-son dance ended, Brooklyn went straight outside, and they didn't come back until the after party. Nicola's acting coach and stylist were the only ones who gave speeches for her. There was clear tension. None of the Beckhams really interacted with Nicola or her family. Reading that now, it almost feels like confirmation. Everything about that night seems to have gone wrong, and the tension between both families was impossible to ignore.
My favorite outfit I've ever worn is my wedding dress. I got to go to Rome, design it with everyone at Valentino, and it was just a dream. My dad took me with my brother and my mom and Brooklyn, but then my dad and Brooklyn did something else, obviously, because they couldn't come into the fitting. Just being able to go to Rome and go to a new place that I've never been and design a dress with my mom, and it was just like magic.
And here's the thing. Brooklyn and Nicola did renew their vows recently, and fans couldn't help but notice that Victoria and David weren't there. That absence set off a storm of speculation online. So while editing the video, the creator jumped in to say it makes sense now. Brooklyn probably wanted to finally explain why his parents weren't invited. He basically said, this is the reason. He wanted to make it clear that his parents tried to ruin his wedding and his relationship, and that he didn't want them involved in their second ceremony. Brooklyn's words painted a picture of someone trying to protect his peace after all the chaos. He said they renewed their vows to create new memories, ones that belonged only to them. No drama, no outside pressure, just love. And then he dropped another bomb. He said his wife, Nicola, has been constantly disrespected by his family. He claimed that no matter how hard they've tried to come together, his mom has gone out of her way to make Nicola feel uncomfortable. Brooklyn even said that Victoria has invited women from his past around them just to stir things up. That's cold. In his words, "My wife has been consistently disrespected by my family, no matter how hard we've tried to come together as one." It's messy, it's emotional, and it's exposing a side of the Beckham family that no one ever expected to see. Brooklyn went even deeper into how bad things have gotten. He said his mom has repeatedly invited women from his past into their lives, straight up saying it felt intentional, like she wanted to make him and Nicola both uncomfortable. That's wild. Even after all that, he said they still tried to do the right thing. They flew out to London for his dad's birthday, hoping to make peace and spend real family time together, but instead, they were left hanging in a hotel room for a whole week. He said they kept trying to plan something meaningful, but his dad refused to see them unless it was at a huge birthday bash filled with cameras and hundreds of guests. And when his dad finally agreed to meet up, there was one big condition: Nicola wasn't invited. Brooklyn said it felt like a total slap in the face. Later, when the Beckhams traveled to Los Angeles, they didn't even bother seeing him at all. That's when he realized it wasn't about love or family, it was about image. He wrote that his parents care more about looking like the perfect family than actually being one. He said, "My family values public promotion and endorsement above all else. Brand Beckham comes first." That line hit hard. He went on to say that family love in their world is based on social media posts, how often you show up for photo ops, how quickly you drop everything to look united, even if it's fake. Brooklyn revealed that for years, he and Nicola went out of their way to support the family, showing up at fashion shows, parties, and events just to help maintain that perfect image everyone sees online. But when Nicola once reached out asking for Victoria's help to save displaced dogs during the LA wildfires, his mom allegedly refused. That moment showed him exactly where the priorities were. Then Brooklyn flipped the script on one of the biggest rumors out there, that Nicola controls him. He said that couldn't be further from the truth. He wrote, "The narrative that my wife controls me is completely backwards. I've been controlled by my parents for most of my life." That's such a powerful statement. He opened up about living with constant anxiety growing up, saying that for the first time ever, since stepping away from his family, that anxiety is gone. He said he finally wakes up feeling grateful, peaceful, and free. Brooklyn and Nicola want a life that's real, not one shaped by press headlines, brand deals, or manipulation. He ended his message by making it clear he's done living for brand Beckham. Now it's all about building peace, truth, and love with Nicola. No cameras, no filters, no fakeness. Brooklyn wrapped everything up by saying, "All we want is peace, privacy, and happiness for us and our future family." That one line said it all. It's crystal clear that right now, he's not looking to reconcile with his parents. He just wanted to finally speak his truth. He wanted people to understand what he and Nicola have been dealing with since day one of their relationship, and to make it known that the Beckham family isn't the flawless picture the public has been shown for years. He basically told the world, stop grouping us together. He and Nicola are their own people, living their own lives, and what's been going on behind the scenes isn't as shiny as it looks in those perfect Beckham family photos. Brooklyn's message made it clear he's done pretending for the cameras. It's like he's saying, here's what's really going on. Believe what you want, but this is the truth. And honestly, it's got people thinking. Maybe when he got with Nicola, she opened his eyes to how much of his life was being controlled by image and PR. Maybe that's when his parents started seeing her as a threat, thinking she's changing him. Maybe that's why the tension built up so fast, because she wasn't playing by their rules. It's not hard to imagine how that caused a rift. Brooklyn starts thinking for himself, refuses to do what the brand Beckham team wants, and suddenly everyone's blaming Nicola. She's changing him, she's pulling him away. That kind of talk. probably just fueled even more drama. But let's be honest, the part that really has everyone's jaws on the floor is still that wedding dance. The way Brooklyn described it, his mom dancing on him inappropriately in front of hundreds of guests. What even happened there? Like, what are we talking about exactly? Was it awkwardly close? Was it a joke gone wrong? Or something way worse? Nobody knows for sure, and it's got people dying for answers. This whole situation has blown up online. Social media's been on fire since Brooklyn came out and spilled all this Beckham family tea. Everyone's got opinions. Some people are taking his side, others are defending his parents, but one thing's for sure, this drama is not dying down anytime soon. So now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about all of this? Do you believe Brooklyn's story, or do you think there's more to it that he's not saying? How do you feel about Victoria and David after hearing these claims? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm seriously curious about where you stand on this wild Beckham family saga. Don't forget to hit that follow button for more updates, because something tells me this story is far from over.
Okay, so this whole mess started with Brooklyn Beckham. He's the oldest child of David Beckham, one of the world's greatest footballers ever. Mom is freaking Victoria Beckham, aka Posh Spice, turned into a fashion mogul. This family is like a dynasty. They are royalty. Enter Nicola Peltz, actress, model, and daughter of billionaire investor Nelson Peltz. Married to Claudia Hefner Peltz, 8 kids, enormous wealth, very philanthropic, by all accounts, a very warm and hospitable family. Brooklyn meets Nicola in early 2019. These two fall in love hard, fast, like the kind of relationship where we're never gonna leave each other's side fast. By 2020, they're engaged. And at first, this shit was beautiful. Nicola was everywhere with the Beckhams, sitting front row at Victoria's fashion shows, Harper treating her like the big sister she never had, every family vacation. The Beckhams truly and fully embraced her. Oh, then the wedding planning begun. That is where shit started getting fucking weird. Having Victoria Beckham as your mother-in-law, it's freaking iconic. Her dress potentially being made by the woman who built a fashion empire, that's gonna be a story that your kids are gonna tell their kids. But that's not what Nicola wanted. Instead, she goes with custom fucking Valentino. Allegedly says that Victoria's atelier couldn't deliver what she envisioned. I'm sorry, that is a load of fucking bullshit. And yes, that was a big slap in the face to your future mother-in-law. Strike one. They got married in April 2022 at the Peltz's family billionaire estate in Palm Beach. Jewish wedding, gorgeous, meaningful for both families, all good until the reception. Cue Mark Anthony, longtime Beckham family friend, who gets on the mic and says something along the lines of, "And now, may the most beautiful woman in the room stand up." Nicola stands, and Mark Anthony goes, "Victoria Beckham." Was that Victoria's fault? No. Should Mark Anthony never have done that on a bride's wedding day? Absolutely not. Did Victoria freeze instead of grabbing the mic and redirecting, saying like, "Ha ha ha ha, you met Nicola, well paced"? Yes. Allegedly, Nicola runs out hysterically crying, devastated, humiliated, and from that moment on, the entire vibe shifts. Brooklyn and Nicola slowly disappear from the Beckham family events. At first you think he's out here doing his chef era thing, she's acting, life happens. Then comes Romeo Beckham, Brooklyn's younger brother, who starts dating a girl named Kim Turnbull, a girl who Brooklyn allegedly had a past with. Kim says they were just friends, but let's be real. History alone is fucking messy, and they probably stopped. Brooklyn and Nicola stop showing up when Kim is around. Romeo and Kim eventually do break up, but the distance still remains. Then, May 2025 hits. David Beckham turns 50. Brooklyn and Nicola do not attend his 50th fucking birthday. I hate to tell you, but this shit gets even worse. Then comes the vow renewal. Yep, Nicola in a wedding dress yet again. No Beckhams invited, just her family. Public posts about it being the happiest day of her life. That is not boundaries. That is a message. And finally, Christmas 2025. Headlines explode that the Beckhams unfollowed their son, Brooklyn. Then, Cruz Beckham shuts that shit down so fast, saying that his parents woke up to being blocked by their son. Need a fucking cigarette. Not once did the Beckham family ever publicly trash talk Nicola or her family. Yet Nicola had some friends like in her orbit commenting on news posts saying, "Oh, well, they're a toxic family dynamic," having little minions do it for her. Then New Year's hits. David posts one of those, year in review Instagram carousels. Not one photo of Brooklyn. Nada. That alone, loud. Then the next day, David posts an Instagram story of a picture of him in Brooklyn. And you think, okay, maybe he's correcting it. Nope. It is a photo of Brooklyn as a kid, not the man he is now. And that is the detail that matters most. It doesn't read passive-aggressive. It is a father literally saying, this is the version of you that I still recognize. I miss my son. And yes, there are 3 sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. What we do know is the Beckhams have always shown up for their kids. That is the part that I can't stop thinking about. Brooklyn, grow the fuck up. Call your dad. Call your mom. Make amends. I'm in this beautiful relationship and You want to start a family, you need to make right with your family and be a fucking man. Nicola, what the fuck?
I found the wedding video of Victoria dancing, the one that everybody's looking for. Okay, fine, she didn't really do that. She did this instead. Wait, no, it was actually this. I'm joking, but to be honest, this is what I think about this whole thing. Watching past interviews, like as in last year's interviews, these two loved each other.
Victoria and David's commercial.
The best thing I've ever seen.
The best thing you've ever seen. Are they always that funny?
Yes. They're hysterical. She's hysterical. They're both hysterical. But she is so funny, and that commercial killed me. I was like, they deserve an Oscar.
Listen to how weird this is. That interview was from 2024 at the Lola premiere that Nicola was like a huge part of. She starred in it. It was like her film. But then before that in 2023 at the Beckham premiere, you could kind of spot some tension between these two. Watch this.
To the middle, please, both of you, into the middle. Thank you. Victoria, put it there. Yeah, Victoria. Okay.
I don't know why they would air this whole family drama on the internet. I think that's probably the most embarrassing thing they could have done, especially how classy this whole family seems all the time. But what if it's like Nicola just crashing out? Like, what if it's her hormones? Maybe she's pregnant. I mean, no excuse at all, okay? But I just think they need to all work it out privately without the whole world knowing, okay? And then become one happy family again because they're all so cute.